episodes. We have a bit of a conundrum today. So, if you were not around the internet today, if you went on Evo's Twitter, which is now, Evo is now owned by Sony. Boom! They say, and I quote, "Please join us on March 8th, 5 p.m. PST on twitch.tv/Evo for the Evo 2022 announcement show. While we're thankful for all the amazing games joining us later this year in Las Vegas, we want to let you know that we want to let you know in advance with a picture of MKLeo holding his trophy that Super Smash Brothers, not Melee, not Ultimate, just Super Smash Bros in general, will not be making a return appearance." Yeah, that's tough. That is a tough pill to swallow. Because we had all the hope. Because it was new management, right? It was under Sony, so that was in the way too. But it was under new management, and we thought maybe this time, you know, we would finally catch a break in terms of Evo. Granted, I know there's a lot more tournaments, but we're still feeling the effects of the pandemic, as we are right here. And they said since 2007, we've seen historic Super Smash Bros. Moments created at Evo's events. Can I get an Hbox Pog, please? Speaking of historic moments. We are saddened that Nintendo has chosen not to continue with that legacy this year. In the future, we hope to once again celebrate the Super Smash Bros. Community alongside them. So, this basically means, we're not saying it's the end of Smash ever at Evo, it's just for this year, that seems to be the case. So now we're trying to understand, okay, if this year that's the case, why is that the case, right? What is the main reason? And mind you, they said Nintendo. They put a blame on someone. They just didn't say Smash won't be making an appearance like fucking Mr. Wizard did and just give us a send-off with no explanation. No, at least this time let us know it was Nintendo specifically that wanted it. And then, I was about to answer this. What about the real official Smash tournament from Nintendo? Is it still on? You have to remember that they do have a Panda Circuit tournament, which is still happening, for Melee and Ultimate, and that might be part of the reason why it's not at this event. It might be directly competing with Evo. It might want to put emphasis on that, which, if that's the case, that means the Panda Circuit is way bigger than we could have ever anticipated. To me, to want to compete with Evo is a pretty big statement. You gotta have something something alongside Evo. You gotta have Smash there in some capacity. And the funniest part is, I tweeted out this, "Yo, is anyone trying to get together and host an international tourney Smash major in Vegas on August 5th? With lots of cool replies, including this guy, Noah the Fat, who made some banger graphics. Man, I mean, look at that. Look at this. Someone hire him. So everyone was excited about the idea and doing all that. And someone tagged Ludwig. And guess what? If you click Ludwig's account, Ludwig, in typical Lud style, "Don't worry, Smashers, I got you." And an Aiden responded with this, which means he's in on it. Now, remember, Ludwig, during one of his streams, did say that he wanted to host, I believe, $1 million tourney at some point. Maybe this is what it's alluding to, you know? And of course, this will be separate from anything happening in Vegas, whether it's Double Down or a Nintendo Circuit. This is Lud's own event, or Mogul Moo's own event. And that's going to be good, because time and time again, Lud has come forward with the fact that he's able to provide these crazy prize pools. He pays up, and it always happens. And you know, for now, LACS was an online tournament series. He said it'll be next year. Even still, if it's next year, he might, I don't know. Maybe I'm being faithful, but I think there's a decent to small chance that there might be something this year too, something scrapped together a little more quickly. But the other part of this is completely unrelated but coincidental right there. And actually, Gamer messaged me before anyone even knew about it. It was funny because on MVD's Twitter account, he was retweeting a post. Someone found this thing, right? They said, so apparently. Thank you, that boy Purity. Is this getting the same backlash as when Nintendo took out Melee at tournaments? Similar. Derpington TM87 said, so apparently Double Down has had a date change, but hasn't shown anything online for it. So this flyer, funnily enough, got leaked. And this was leaked today at 4 p.m. And it turns out that because of COVID and because of the sort of chain reaction on events that it had, this is actually accurate. It is accurate. And right now, Double Down is delayed. I was excited. We finally had, in a month's time, a Melee and Ultimate IRL major. I was itching to compete IRL again, but now delayed. And they're sort of saying, like, you know, now that they had this, they're sort of saying, like, hey, it's being postponed. However, this is the new Vegas Super Major. Chandler Bingman, thank you. Arsec Marino, thank you. And Enderim with Prime. Come over here. Full details, please read in full. And if you read the full details in Google Docs, the long and short of it. Thank you, Johnny Cat.
There it is.
The long and short of it is Omicron screwing things over, same as Genesis. This is a decision we were forced to make. The AV team canceled. Double Down had they were expecting 1,500 to 2,000 attendees, but now only managed to get 750 entrance tops, which means they were in the red. Plus Omicron, plus Genesis, plus Pound. They're hit by a bombshell. Again, the AV team is out. So they're excited for Double Down, and they're changing it to this again. The crazy part is, though, like, this is now like the second big major, or third, or fourth in a row. Evo doing this isn't a giant surprise, and it's clear that it wasn't at the fault of the people. I think Sony actually wanted Smash there, I would imagine. From this language, it seems that Sony actually wanted it there. But it's not Sony's fault. I want to know how much the Panda Circuit actually plays into this, right? Because if Multiversus comes out, it's probably going to be here. They're probably going to have, you know, Guilty Gear here and Street Fighter. Street Fighter 6 is it this year or next year? I forget. Or some 78. But they're going to have all the classic titles. It's just, guys, it's not just like me being another community that's like, oh no, my game isn't an Evo. That is a big problem. What was the last Evo? Evo 2019, right? Should I remind you of something? Should I remind you, who paid the bills? I wonder what was the game which brought the most entrants. Oh, right. Smash Bros. Ultimate with 3,492. The next highest was Street Fighter 5 with not even 2,000. Alright? Ultimate's the biggest fighting game in the world. So yes, it's going to make a pretty big ripple effect when it's one thing to not have Melee there. Obviously, there's a whole nother argument to that too. But when Ultimate isn't there? You know? That's Nintendo doing a firm thing. But again, it's the same question I've asked so many times. Why, Nintendo? Why? What is there to be gained by this? Why wouldn't it... Okay. Am I crazy here? Why would Nintendo not want their competitor, Sony, to showcase their game for like, what, 20 total hours during the biggest primetime slot in the esports stage? What? Like, I'm pretty sure, like, why? Why not? It's one thing to have a Sony event at a Nintendo tournament. Totally different. But to Nintendo to have a free opportunity, not free, obviously, who knows what the money was, but to have it at Evo, knowing it's the biggest entrant tournament, what the fuck? You understand? Here's one too. Press 1 if you watching any game at Evo, any specific game at Evo was the reason you became interested in that game at all. Think of any game that you became interested solely because of an Evo, be it Melee, maybe Guilty Gear, maybe Street Fighter. You're gonna notice a lot of fucking ones here. And the reason is because it is the mecca. It's the Super Bowl of fighting games. It's the Olympics of fighting games. And it's a damn tragedy, once again, that the biggest fighting game in the world, which, by the way, Nintendo made a great game, and the community is fostering it and constantly making it happen. And I don't know, helping it survive through a pandemic. You know, just saying. Just saying, we're pulling our weight here, you know? And it just hurts a bit. Whatever the case may be, I really and truly hope there is an alternative that's just as good, with a stage just as big, with stakes just as big. And I'm hoping it's the Panda Circuit, because at least then we know it's grassroots. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And thank you, Pokemon, for the sub.
And there it is.